Welcome back. It is a beautiful Sunday sunny morning and there's quite a few things I need to get on with. First thing, have a cup of tea.
After 25 years living in London, I've returned to my birthplace amongst the mountains of the South Wales valleys. Join me as I journey my new life with plans of growing my own food and ultimately creating my own homestead. Videos are posted every week, so if you like this one, give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button.
There we go. Before we do anything, must have a good old cup of tea to warm us up. Because even though the sun is out and I've got my beanie with me today, it is still chilly. Right, I'm actually going to start planting a few things today. Look at my spring onions, how well they've come on. And also my honesty seedlings, they need turning around. But today, I think I'm going to sow some shallots. That's shallot. Alright, just go and have a quick look at the land. Walk around the estate. It certainly is a beautiful morning. Although we're now getting winter sunshine, where it's lower in the sky and always in your eyes. I've just brought my potatoes out because I don't want them in the summer house getting too soft. They need to bulk up a bit. Now the onions and the shallots, I think, will go over on this side somewhere. You know what? It's getting a bit nippy. I think I might put my coat back on. Oh, that's the problem with this time of year. Hot, cold is enough to give a body a cold. Oh. Right. Oh, the sun's coming out now. Let's put my hat on as well. So here are the shallots that I'm growing. Doesn't seem a lot, but there's 2 packets there. I thought I might have bought more, but this variety is called Red Sun. But I'm convinced I bought more than that, because I do love a shallot. But anyway, right, first thing I need to do is to write the plant label. Shallot, Red Sun. Red Sun. Put the date on the back. There we go. Right, let's have another little sup of the tea first. Beautiful. It's a shame to walk on this, it looks so beautiful. Right, let's just level a piece, and if I find a weed, it goes in the compost. Right, where's my board? Let me get my board. Oh, just missed that bell then. I didn't think it was that long. Just because it is easier than walking on the soil. There you go. Nice little task for a Sunday. I should really get a bucket. Now what I've done is I've calculated 52 weeks of the year. Do I eat, or you can even do it 365 days of the year. Do I eat shallots every day? No. I probably eat one a week, maybe two. So therefore, I need 100. So that's how I like to work things out. If I was to eat something every day, I would grow, say, 400 of them. And also, having a board gives me an edge. Now, if you find stones like this, hard stones, I keep them in there. That's the problem. Once you start, you want it to look perfect. I'll put them there for now. If I wasn't going to plant, I wouldn't be bothered about the weeds because they would compost into the ground over winter. Oh, right. Okay, let us get the onions. Oh, no. Let's get rid of these weeds first. Whew, there. Right. Right, first of all, pop the label in. Now, when you plant them, do not press them into the ground because you will damage the basil root. Just put them in like that, just below the soil. And I like to just put my hand to work out where the next one's going. This is nice soil, this. I don't cover them up until the end, so I can actually see where the rows are. Now you could go to the extent of putting out string, so you've got a perfect line, but nature's not perfect. So this is soft soil, so I can push them in a bit. But if it was hard soil, then I wouldn't do this. There you go. I've just loosened the soil up like that. Now the problem is, you get these little tips showing, and the birds think that they're worms, so they'll come along and peck them out. So I'll come back tomorrow to make sure that nothing has moved. See, the birds are keen. In fact, I'll put a double row here because I don't want to go all the way across. Some people start them off in pots. I find if you put them straight in, they'll do perfect. Plant, then harvest these around about May, June. And that sort of distance, I think, is good when you take into consideration the size of the hoe. So when you come to do a bit of weeding. Now, to stop the birds, I could protect them by putting nets on top, but it's a bit of a faff, isn't it? Once the birds realise that it's not a worm, they just leave it on top, so you'll come back and they could just all be sat there. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that's 12. Nice relaxing task on a Sunday morning. Now, if the ground was a bit frosty or muddy or really, really damp, I would start them off in pots inside. And when they get established in the pot and start to grow the pot, then plant the whole thing outside. And your daughter do a bit of weeding as we go along. And these will start growing immediately, and then in December you'll think, oh, they've stopped. They'll throw up a shoot, and then it will look like nothing else is going to happen. Then all of a sudden, bang, they will start shooting out. Right, I'm going to end here because this is where the central path is, down the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then just cover the tops. Like so. No need to water them in. It's damp enough. I think we're having rain tonight. Get rid of that stone there. There we go. First 2 rows of onions, of the shallots, I mean. Now, I could plant the rest at the same time, but I'm going to hold these back because I do biodynamic gardening. So I want to plant these at the wrong time of the month in order to do a comparison test further down the line to see if there is anything in gardening by the moon. Right, let me finish that cup of tea now. I'm going to make a few little sticks. Always need a few sticks when you're planting things, just to mark the spot. I find bamboo is very useful for this task. Just very slowly bite into it as you turn the bamboo around. Just using the secateurs will be good enough. Whoop, there you go. Watch out for flying glass. That is one. Oh, is that one too small there? No, that'll do. That's better. There we go. Got there in the end. Beautiful. Well, at least the shallots will get watered in, but this is a very unexpected shower. Hopefully it's just a 5-minute thing and then we can get back to normal, because there is still some sun there. Well, hopefully it's just a shower and it will disappear. They did say it was going to rain, but not just yet. I thought we had at least another 2 hours. Yes, it says sunny till 4 o'clock. Sunny till 4:44, which is sunset. Anyway, right, while I'm waiting, I will fill out one of my forms, so we can keep track of everything that I'm doing down here. Because I find if you don't keep track, things that don't work always stay in your head, and things that do work you forget about. So, shallots. The variety Red Sun. Planted at November the 2nd. At midday. Two rows. Oh dear. Hopefully it's not a washout. I had so many good plans for today. Now, many years ago, I gave some garlic bulbs to a friend called Jim. Jim passed some of these on to London Friend, and a few years have passed, and London Friend has now passed some on to me. So they've gone full circle. I don't really use garlic, but I don't mind having something to give away when people come to visit. So these are the cloves. I don't know what the varieties are. Can't remember. He can't remember. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to plant these today. I'm just going to store them in the shed here. But a little tip: do not separate the cloves until you're ready to plant them, because it has been found that if you were to break that up and think, I'll break it up now, plant it in a few days, you will have less of a harvest than if you break them up and put them straight into the ground. So we'll do these next week. And thank you very much to London Friend and also to Jim for keeping the strain going. I noticed the weather vane is on the move. So the entire site is now in shade. But look at that. Promise of a sunny day up there on the mountain, but there are too many tasks to get on with in the garden today. Right, in this bed, I'm going to sow or plant some onions. Right, which variety? Because I've got two, red and golden. Oh, can't find the labels. Right, I'm gonna have to. Oh, what's this one? Shakespeare. Right, I'm gonna check my emails to make sure that they are the right ones. What's this? Oh, right, Red Winter and Shakespeare. Right. Well, I prefer Red Winter, so let's put some of them in first. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Now I can use one of these sticks over here. So this is where the last row is, and that is shallots. So we need space to put our foot through if we need to attend to them. So I think I will pop that there as the first row. Now, a similar way you plant these as to the shallots. You don't want to stick them into the ground because you might hit a stone like that. And at this point, it's all about the base. Mustn't damage the basal roots. Just plop them in just below the soil, don't have to be too deep, and cover it over. I'm not going to cover that over till the very end. Now, if you put your onions close together, you get small onions, but it doesn't mean if you put them a foot apart you get huge onions. So just think about the onions you buy in the shop. How big do they get to? About that size. So if you put your hand, that is too big, so let's just put, there you go, to the end of this little trowel. Gently press them in. Try and do a straight line. You could, if you wanted to, just use a stick to make sure they're all straight. And again, same thing as the shallots. You might find the birds will bring them out in the morning. Just stick them back in. Oh, there's another stone there. Just give them a bit of a squeeze before you put them in, just to make sure they're still nice and firm. Also, some of them are quite difficult to tell which is the upside, so just check. Right, distance this way now. Same sort of distance, a few inches, nothing massive. Try and get them in a straight line, doesn't matter. See, if you spent care and attention on the first row, then the second row, you're just putting them in the same line. Again, if your ground is a bit claggy, then you can put them in pots, plant them out later in the year. And when these start growing, they'll have a bit of a spurt this side of Christmas, and then they will look as if they've stopped growing. But come the warmer days of March, Easter, they will suddenly burst into life. And then we will harvest these in June. Another stone there. Nice relaxing Sunday task this. And small sets don't necessarily mean they will make small bulbs. Sometimes I've seen the smallest set develop and turn into the biggest bulb you ever did see. So don't discard the small ones. So try not to stretch. It's always better to move along. If you have a twist on your back, then no use to anybody. Nearly finished. Right, that is the end of the line there. So we'll pop a little stick in. Oh, I could do with some more sticks. I'm already running out. Right, I'll put that one there. So at least I know where the end of the line is. And then just go over with my hand to cover them. They've been planted just below the soil, so I'll come back tomorrow, keep an eye on them, make sure the pesky birds haven't taken them out of the ground. And what a beautiful sight that is. Beautiful. Oh, I think it's time for another cup of tea. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be in that sunshine. Right, that is the paperwork for the onions done. Now it's gone 3 o'clock and I'm not going to have a cup of tea here. That's coming home with me because the temperature is dropping and I've still got this cold, whatever it is that I've got. It's still there. So I'm actually going to head home now to the warm and have a warm bath and a cup of tea. So I'll catch up with you next time. So from me until then, bye for now.